section 3, we have reading skills. We've done writing, we have done listening, and now we're doing reading skills. In the simplest sense, reading means recognizing letters and groups of letters as symbols which stand for particular sounds. The sounds in turn form words and express ideas in written or printed form. It involves how well the reader remembers, uses, and reacts to the material. The ability to read and write is called literacy. And the person who can read is said to be literate, while a person who cannot read is said to be literate. So you hear some people say, oh, he's an illiterate. Why? Because he cannot read or he cannot write. So when you hear, oh, he's an illiterate, he's illiterate, okay? Because you feel the person can read and write. Okay, the importance of reading. Reading is the act of getting meaning from printed or written words. It is basic to learning, and it is one of the most important skills in a literate society. The ability to read is very important in a literate society. If you say you're literate and you cannot read, people will actually, look at you somehow. Okay, reading provides the key to all kinds of information. Okay, it enables us to learn how to solve problems, build or fix things. It enables us to enjoy stories. If you get a good reader telling a story, you wouldn't want he or she to stop because the person has good reading skills. It also enables us to discover other people's lifestyle and their beliefs. You cannot know about William Shakespeare if you don't read about him. You cannot know about President Obama if you don't read about them. Okay, types of reading. We have intensive reading. This involves a close examination of the text to get the full meaning. A close examination of the text to get the full meaning. This type of reading is that which one does for detail, alright, and analysis, when one is aware that the material will have to be reviewed later on. So intensive reading, you're not just reading because what you're reading is interesting, but you are reading with the mind that what you're reading will be reviewed. So you want to pick important points in what you're reading. Extensive reading, here the reader develops the habit of reading for pleasure, which involves the ability to read quickly. This is often enjoyable since the reader does not have to struggle through the material. The rapid silent reading is also essential for assignments which involve reference work. Extensive reading, the person might be able to finish 3 novels in a week because the person is a fast reader and reads extensively. But the person that reads intensively wants to take his or her time to read a particular material and get all what it is in the material. Okay, we have methods of reading. Some students tend to read slowly because of uncertainty of what they are expected to learn from their reading assignments. So the uncertainty is increased when they are given tests which require accurate recall of minute details, small details. Okay, so the 2 components of reading efficiently are the ability to read fast and the ability to comprehend the message. Not just reading fast, but while you are rapidly reading, are you able to comprehend the message? Now, types of reading speed are listed below. Study reading speed. This is the slowest reading speed, and it is used for difficult material. Study, that's the word, study reading speed. That means you are studying, you're reading, but you're studying the material. So there are times you could pause to make reference or research on a particular word. Okay? Average read. This is what students do most of the time. Average reading speed is useful for extensive reading. Extensive reading involves reading rapidly for information as fast as possible and reading as many books and materials within the shortest time. That's what we said earlier. This one is skimming and scanning. These techniques require very fast reading rates and differ significantly from regular or rapid reading, in that not all the contents of the material is actually read. Just skim and scan. Probably you are choked up on time and you have to read 60 pages of work before the following day. So you're scanning, you flip, you jump some paragraphs, just flip and scan and read through. You just want to get the overall context of the material. Okay, reading and comprehension. As a student, you need to understand the key words of this section, reading and comprehension, and their interrelatedness. Reading involves making visual contact with letters or groups of letters of alphabets and relating them to the sounds of the language which they represent. And comprehension involves making meaning out of the relationship between letters and sounds on the other hand. Comprehend, ability to understand. So when you've effectively read a material, you should be able to also comprehend the material. Sentence analysis and sentence comprehension. It is important for you to know that a sentence is an essential basic unit of meaning and therefore of comprehension. The sentence brings various items of information to the paragraph. The sentence makes up a paragraph, okay? It is possible for you to understand the words of the sentence without really understanding what the sentence means. Of course, that is possible. This may happen when the sentence is long and complex or complicated. So you can actually read a sentence, a long sentence in a comprehension, but actually you've not really understood what that sentence is all about. So to fully understand the sentence, a number of techniques have to be adopted. Number one, sentence analysis, recognizing punctuation cues, recognizing signal words. Okay? Sentence analysis. You should analyze the sentence for its focus on theme. Your focus should be on content. That's a sentence analysis. What is the content of this word? If it's a material on medical appliances, that is the content, that is what you expected to see in that write-up. Okay? Main clauses provide some focus of meaning. Subordinate clauses provide some circumstances modifying the meaning derived from the main clause. Consider the following sentence, for example. He left when we asked him to go. He left when we asked him to go. The main clause supplied the fact that he left, while the subordinate clause supplies the time he left. He left when we asked him to go. So there was a time that he left. See that? So you analyze him. He actually left, but when did he leave? When you asked him to go. That is sentence analysis. Okay? Recognizing punctuation clues. Punctuation marks can provide some clues to meaning within a sentence. Notice the difference in meaning between the following two sentences. The man whom I met is your brother. That's the first sentence. I want you to note the punctuation clues. The man, comma, whom I met, comma, is your brother. The second one, the man whom I met is your brother. The man whom I met is your brother. There's no punctuation. So let's analyze these two sentences. The two sentences can be interpreted as follows. The man is your brother. I met him. That's for the one that has the punctuation marks. The man is your brother and I met him. The second one could be, the man is your brother. It was him I met and no one else. You see that? So it could have been that the man is your brother, you met him, yeah? But it doesn't mean he was the only person there that you met. But you're just saying that you met him. But the second one could mean that the man is your brother, it was him and only him that you met. So the punctuations you have in a sentence could give different meanings to a sentence. Recognizing signal words. So words or phrases function as signal devices or connectors within sentences, between sentences and between paragraphs. Wherever they are present, you must note that they point to certain directions of meaning. Some of these words are as well, besides, not only, also, in addition, despite, also, however, etc. So these are signal words. Someone is talking and the person says, however, I lost so much money. However, I started a new business. Okay? In addition to that, I think blah blah blah. You get that? Okay. Bad reading habits and how they can be eliminated. There are also bad reading habit. I want you to pay attention to this because most of the times we do them unconsciously. So some of the bad reading habits can be eliminated fairly easily when they are identified. It is when you identify them, you will be able to eliminate them. The first one is head movement. This involves moving the head as the reader follows the words from the left side to the right side of the page. Such movement slows down the reading speed. Therefore, while reading, avoid moving your head from left to right. If you've seen someone who reads like that, they move their head like this from left to right, and then they move it back. It slows down your speed of reading, and it makes someone reading really, it's a funny scene to behold. The next one is pointing at words. Do not point to words when you're with your fingers, a ruler, pencil, or pen as you read. Okay, you see some people do that. They want to keep track of where they stopped, so they use a ruler, pencil, and pen at the points and words. It slows down your reading speed, and it may cause you to focus your attention on the wrong information. Because you want to keep track, you're pointing, you could actually make it to focus on the wrong information. By pointing to individual words, you are prevented from taking in whole phrases and sentences. Here, when you are pointing, it's like you've forgotten the former thing you read. You are pointing, you're forgetting that word. So at the end of the day, you may not really get the whole meaning or concept of the material that you're reading. Vocalization. This refers to the act of whispering while reading. It is another common fault in reading. You see people reading something, they are reading to themselves, but you're hearing beneath their breath, they are whispering to, they are vocalizing what they are reading. Okay, sub-vocalization. Sub-vocalization differs from vocalization in that the reader does not actually move any part of the vocal apparatus, but he pronounces the words to himself in his mind. You see the difference, okay? The vocalization, I'm actually hearing around you reading. The sub-vocalization, it's happening in your mind. You are vocalizing the words in your mind, and it slows down your reading speed. Regression. Regression refers to glancing back and reading words, phrases, and sentences that one has already read. It is a bad habit which often results from lack of concentration. You see some people do that when they're not concentrating. They read something and they fall back to reading that thing again, and then that makes the next thing they should read, and everything is mumbled up. Okay. Rhythmic eye movement. This refers to the way in which the eyes move across the lines of print. When the eyes are reading a line of print, they make a series of short movements along the lines. So your eyes are moving from one line to the other line. I mean, it's stressful to read that way, reading and moving your eyes. Physical disability. Physical disability, inadequate brain development, vision or hearing defects can cause reading deficiencies. However, they account for only a small percentage of all reading problems. This might be beyond the reader to correct. In this case, professional attention should be sought. Physical disability. This one is actually an exception. All right? Not everybody has physical disability or brain development problem. So when that be the case, we know that is the case. And such a person should seek for medical attention.